Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. Here, check it in with my main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate the Other A and AA Sports, broadcasting live on a Thursday. We are a week away from real football. I got this Georgia hat on because Georgia plays this weekend. What's good, homie?
Oh, man, I can't call it. Yeah, a lot of games actually kicking off tonight. Four-letter network got a bunch of them on. So football is here. College started tonight. Pro next week. So, hey, it's time.
Absolutely. You know,
it's time.
You won't see a lot of the starters this weekend, people. This is what you might call the Survivor Bowls, which means that a lot of people are playing for their jobs this weekend, so they're going to be going all out trying to make it. But it's football nevertheless, and it counts starting next Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say all the teams playing tonight, they last preseason game? I think they all tonight. Yeah, I think they all tonight.
Okay, cool.
I think everybody played tonight, so that's it.
Hey, since we talking about that real quick, which one of them dudes get cut on Hard Knocks? I think it's the defensive end.
Which one of the defensive ends?
The one that his wife makes the cookies, the black dude.
Is it Davenport?
Nah, what's that boy's name? The one who missed all them sacks in that last preseason game.
Yeah, I got the number 44.
44. I can't remember his last name, but yeah. I think he's the one that's gonna get cut.
Yeah, because if you watch Hard Knocks long enough, you kind of can tell how they kind of let you know along the way who kind of going up against each other, and it seems to be between him and
Nassib.
Him and Nassib. So we're gonna see.
Absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
If he's versatile,
special teams.
It may be a spot available open for him since Michael Kendricks has gotten himself in a little bit of hot water.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, he should be good now.
So, who knows? That might open up a spot for him. But before we go any further, people, again, we want to appreciate y'all tuning in to us. Those of you guys that watch us on the YouTube channel, we appreciate that. Remember to keep watching, like, and hitting that subscribe button. Leave us some comments and some thumbs up. Same thing if you listen to us on the go on iTunes or on the Spreaker platform. We appreciate that. And you can find us at AA Sportscast, Straight Sports No Chasing on all of those platforms. Of course, we've already done all of our division breakdowns.
Yep.
So tonight, we ain't gonna willy-nilly it all the way, but we're gonna freestyle just a little bit. We got some things to cover with y'all. But again, as always, we never get the show started without thanking y'all for tuning in to us. So we appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
Absolutely. So we're going to go and get started with Open Bar. Hit y'all with something like the news. I think we got some doozies this week, so let's go ahead and get into them. What you got, Hate?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, my first one is for a young man named Tyrone Malloy. Tyrone Malloy was a former gynecologist in the state of Georgia. He did 21 months in jail just recently. He did a late-term abortion. The young lady bled out. He also filed some fraudulent Medicaid cases in the amounts of $386,000 for stuff he didn't do. Well, once he got out of jail, Tyrone got his medical license back and is practicing again in Georgia.
He got his license back?
Yes, sir. Tell me how. How? Are we that short on gynecologists? And if I was a woman, I don't know if I trust a dude named Tyrone to look out for me like that.
I mean, from my understanding, a lot of women are even weary about men gynecologists, period, much less one named Tyrone.
Right. That just don't sit right with me. But, yeah, y'all gave this man his medical license back. I'm not understanding how, but, hey, that's bigger than me. Johnny Bobbitt Jr. This young man, this is a story I read about where he was a homeless gentleman who gave his last $20 to a lady named Kate McClure. Well, she started a GoFundMe account to raise $10,000 to help him get on his feet. Well, rather than $10,000, they raised over $400,000. They only gave Johnny $75,000. Johnny wants the rest of his bread. He got a lawyer trying to see where the rest of his bread is.
So wait a minute. So he needed how much?
The lady needed gas. He used his last dub to help her get gas.
So $20 is what he was out of initially.
So she started a GoFundMe trying to raise 10 racks. They raised $402,000. They gave him $75,000. He wants the rest of his money.
7,500 or 75,000?
75,000.
Okay.
Now he wants the rest of his money. Now, myself, we looked out. $75,000 is a good look. On top of the fact she bought him a camper, she said, because he said he always wanted a camper. Now, her and her boyfriend, this is their defense in the case. They said, well, we gave him $25,000 up front. He spent that $25,000 in drugs in 13 days. What was he smoking that he spent that in 13 days?
Oh man, he was splurging for the whole block. That's what that was. I mean, if I only gave up a dub to start with,
right,
and then the GoFundMe was only supposed to help raise a stack off the dub, okay, I'm already up $980 right there. Right. I'm homeless. You said he's homeless, right?
Homeless.
Okay. And then I get $75,000 out of that?
Right.
Hey, I know y'all raised 400, but hey, y'all take that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hey, man, some people just ungrateful. Now he got to spend money and lawyer fees and all that. I'm pretty sure he got a crooked-ass lawyer that's going to take everything.
And you know the lawyer's like, yeah, we can get that 100%. All right. This L goes out to Nikki Yovino. This young lady a couple years ago filed a false claim saying these two young men raped her at Sacred Heart College. She said they raped her, and the police believed them. Young men got kicked out of school. One lost a football scholarship. Well, Nikki got convicted for a year in prison yesterday because that claim was false. Sweetheart, you had a threesome. You didn't notice them boys had camera phones and they was filming the consensual act that you did with them?
Oh, man.
Enjoy that year. You messed up them boys' lives, and now they going after the school. That's a win for them. All right.
Please, young people, please stop subjecting yourself to these sexual acts, and then when you find out it's recorded or people put it out there in the public, then you want to claim rape.
100%.
It's a different way. It's a different way to go about that. It is not rape. It's not calling rape though.
Right. Exactly. All right. I got two more stories and I'm up out of here. All right. This last one here. Tell me. Okay. I need to be in this position in my life. I'm pushing to be that way to where 6 racks can go missing in my account and I don't notice it. I'm looking to be in that position in my life. This couple,
I ain't there yet.
No, I'm not there yet. This couple noticed that they were seeing small debits in there. Well, not small debits. These are sizable debits. $1,239, $1,663, $1,607. They were just turning up missing. Somebody hacked their account, cuz. They donated the money to Joel Osteen's church. Can you go back and ask for that money, cuz?
From the church?
From the church.
Hey, once it goes into the church, hey, it's gone. It's gone then after it going to the church.
Now the bank went and got their money for them, but I was sitting there thinking, it's like, you hacked it and gave the money to the church. You can't even press charges on that if you ever catch the person, because they ain't catch them.
So they hacked somebody's account to what? To tithe?
This is what it sounds like. Somebody's behind on their tithes and got it how they live.
Is God gonna get your stupid ass out of jail?
Yeah, that's a good question right there. But Joel Osteen also gave them their bread back 100% once it happened. But man, I was looking at that like, man, somebody had to be behind on tithes. All right, my last one.
Hey, it could have been before you move on. It could have been one of them churches, like a couple of these churches in Atlanta, like Creflo, where you got to show your W-2s, and if you ain't up to date, you know what I'm saying, you ain't been to church in a while. Hey, they take you out. They call you in front of the
got what you were supposed to give.
Hey, some of these churches will boot you from the roll if you won't tithe a certain amount, that shit is crazy to me.
100% crazy. All right, my last story goes out to Healdsburg High School. This is a school out in California, small high school. They started out with 18 players. 6 of them quit. So they ain't have but 12 players. They going both ways.
Damn.
Because they took a vote to end their season after 2 games. I'm going to give you the first 2 game scores. Game 1, 41-0. Game 2, 61-0.
I mean, that's bad, but if they only got 12 dudes, it's some teams out here fully staffed getting beat 60-0.
Because the funny thing about it was they disbanded the varsity team. It said some of the kids was going to go play for the JV team. Why didn't they pull JV players from varsity to begin with? That don't make no sense, dude.
0 sense. Man. And what school was this?
Some little school, Healdsburg High School in California, some small school. Y'all keep y'all heads up, man. Y'all was trying. 102-0 the first 2 weeks, man. You couldn't take it no more.
They couldn't even get a field goal. You know what I'm saying? It's something. Damn.
They going both ways though. Both ways. So,
they
were scoring. That mean they was on the field the whole damn game.
Oh yeah. So it's never a Gatorade break.
It can't be. If you call a timeout, you gotta call a timeout. Everybody come on. And
I was like, they burning through their timeouts first half. That's the only way they gonna stay in the game or keep the kids from dying.
Bless their hearts, man. Bless their hearts. What you got, cuz?
Oh man, that is funny. Well, I'm gonna keep it on the high school football level right here. Most of my story, well, half of them came straight out of right here, ATL, crazy ass Atlanta.
Don't have to look far.
Don't have to look far at all. All right, so this story comes out of Chamblee High School. The head coach, Mr. Curtis Matar, is currently on a paid administrative leave. Curtis decided that it was a good idea to get some motivational T-shirts and whatever for the team, right?
Yeah.
The shirts had an acronym on it, DBNP. Guess what the acronym stand for?
Please tell me.
Don't be pussies.
I saw this story, but I didn't read it. I meant to read it.
Now, in a way, I want to kind of give Curtis a little pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? Because
he old school.
He old school. This is Mike Singletary. All right. Day. This is Mike Singletary all day. But at the same time, at the high school level, come on, Curtis, you can't do that, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. So
old school analog dude trying to get them young boys right, man.
Trying to get them right, man. Trying to get them right. My next story is coming straight out of Atlanta as well. This one actually come close to home for me and you, big dog. This one straight out of Lithonia, right down the street from where we went to high school at.
Uh-oh.
So every time I see a story from around the way, I'd be like, okay, do you know this cat? So this cat, Sanjay Stewartson, was arrested for homicide from a homicide back in May. Now, the way that Mr. Sanjay got caught up was this dummy dropped his passport at the scene of the crime, right? Along with a cell phone that had text messages that proved that he was arguing with the victim over weed. They didn't catch him on the scene. Investigation been going on for a couple months. This is how they caught this fool. He goes to the police station to file a report or to get a police report because he needs a report in order to get his passport replaced. Oh. It ain't just like a driver's license. You say I lost it, I'll just go get another one. Nah, they don't play that shit
at all.
So he goes into the police station and they say he's shaking and he looked nervous, his hands sweating and shit. So they decided to look him up, and that's how they caught him. Dummy. Dummy. So now you facing homicide charges, partner. Go ahead and lock you away. They're gonna go ahead and lock you up. And go ahead and lock you up.
It's the vacation's off.
Yeah, he said it was him and this girl's vacation, so I'm pretty sure she's pissed. I'm pretty sure she is pissed. And my last story, this one's going international.
Uh-oh.
All right, this one going international, big dog. All right. So everybody knows about sex brothels in Vegas and everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a sex brothel in Toronto taking it to the next level. This sex brothel is going to have 6 of those plastic dolls. So people to come and have sex with the dolls. It's a sex doll brothel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are they cheaper than the prices that
These are the rates. These are the rates at the sex doll brothel. A half an hour with one doll costs you $80. 2 dolls is going to cost you $160. For an hour, it says $120. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so a half an hour with one doll is $80. A half an hour with 2 dolls is $160. And if you want a full hour with one doll, it's $120. And they said the maximum price is 4 hours, $480 with one doll.
Okay.
Bruh, who's signing up for this?
I got a question. If you got 2 dolls, do the dolls move? I mean,
nah, I've seen a couple of these doll stories. I don't think they have batteries in them, do they?
so they're just laying there, and you're paying to go from one doll to. Okay.
You paying to go to a brothel and fuck dolls?
Oh wow.
Ain't it cheaper to? I mean, it's probably safer than a lot lizard.
And it's probably gonna be some cats dropping that 80. No problems. Wow.
I mean, they giving it away on IG.
Right. Right.
Come on, man. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better.
I had one last story I just saw on my list. This a quick one. Hey, Jeezy, you about to go down the wrong path, big dog. Did you see TMZ called Jeezy and he shot his shot at the oldest Kardashian girl? Talking about she the finest one. She need to holler at me.
Courtney.
Jeezy. That's kryptonite. Your career already been cold. That's kryptonite, cuz don't do it. Unless you're trying to be a reality star.
Yeah. But you know what? Courtney is the one though. She go against the grain against all the other shit that the rest of them do.
But do you think that same poison affects all of them? Cause Scott crazy.
Scott is a drunk.
He a drunk.
Yeah. But it could very well be. He could have. Yeah, you're right. It could damn sure drive you crazy. You're right.
Do better, Jeezy. Do better.
Yeah.
All right. You ready
all right,
to get into these
yes,
news?
sir. Let's get on into it. What you got?
All right, people. Like you said, this week we don't have no breakdown, so we're just gonna talk about some news and notes. Some things we talked about before, they done come to fruition.
A lot of money on the table.
A whole lot of money on the table. Aaron Rodgers got the money. We knew it was gonna come. It was just a matter of time. Aaron Rodgers should have gave a shout out to Matt Ryan when he did his IG shout out to the fans in Green Bay, because Matt Ryan set the table and he got his money. $33.5 million a year from what I can see. The thing that I'm most excited about, by March of next year, they're gonna have to hand him almost $70 million in new money.
Yeah, I would say between 70 and 80 million he's gonna get by sometime in March. Absolutely, yeah.
By March. Man. Wow. We knew it was gonna come down to it. We knew, and they had to pay me arguably the best quarterback in the league right now. But what do you think his chances are of getting another Super Bowl?
I mean, with Green Bay, man, they've missed a couple of opportunities. They missed that year that they should have won. They had Seattle beat up in Seattle, but Buddy didn't do his job on the onside kick, and they ended up losing that game. That was one that they missed. They were just in the NFC. They were in the NFC Championship 2 years ago. They lost to the Falcons because they secondary was completely deleted.
Yes.
So it seemed like it's always something. If he don't have a freak injury, it's either the offensive line is banged up or it's that damn defense is trash.
Right.
It's always something every year with them.
Yeah, and it's not like years past with them where you can sit there and say, oh, well, they just going to coast in their division. Nah, Minnesota's pretty good. So,
Yep.
Detroit is Detroit, and Chicago's building. So, it's not a guaranteed 6 wins for them in that division anymore. So, but they had to pay him. We're going to see what happens from there. OBJ. Go ahead.
Because a lot of people, how do you think it's going to affect them going forward as far as being able to, get players, move around? Because, the thing is, people think, pay a quarterback a lot of money, it cripples everything else. For me, Green Bay is the one team.
I don't know where you're going. And
Maybe even the Patriots.
Yeah.
They don't spend a lot of money on free agents anyway.
Right.
They homegrown, they dudes. Right. Now, you may have an issue where you homegrown a couple stars and then it's time to pay them or extend them. Then you may have a little bit of an issue. But they're not really into bringing guys off the street, paying them big money. That
and the fact, when you think about it, we always like to look ahead, because that's what we do on AA Sports. They don't even have anybody homegrown. I can say this, look, that's going to have a big payday coming up. I tell you what they could do to save some money. Tell Clay Matthews, you're going to take a real haircut soon, buddy. Because that real money they're paying him and what they're getting. But can you think of anybody on that defense that's set up to be paid anytime soon?
Right now, I can't name anybody on that defense.
Exactly. So that team right there is not going to be affected by that contract. They paid Devontae, so they got him locked up. Them no-name dudes at running back, I mean, they ain't got to pay them really. So, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. All right, a couple weeks. It might have been about a couple weeks ago. We was on here. We was like, Odell want 20. He might actually get 20. Well, Odell got 20.
Yeah.
And if this ain't a win for this young man, now 3-4 months ago, he's in that hotel room with that Parmesan cheese, as you like to call it, and
yes, sir.
And I just knew, I was like, well, he gonna get some bread, but it's gonna be on them 1-year franchise deals. Oh, not so quick. They cashed him out. 5 years, $95 million. He is the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. You kind of knew it was coming because they paid everybody in the 14 class, and he's better than Mike Evans. He's better than Devontae. There's another one in that class. Kelvin Benjamin ain't got no money because he's fat and sucks. But you knew it was coming. You knew they were going to pay him. He's the face of that franchise. What do you expect from him going forward?
From OBJ? I mean, I'm expecting him to have a good year. Not because I think the world of Eli. I think Eli is what he is, but because of that young man that they just drafted at running back.
Yes, sir.
I think that's going to be the big thing because you are not going to be able to double team Odell and contain him running that ball. You're not going to be able to do both.
Shepard, Ingram, you can't double him.
Right. So I think Eli this year is going to probably have the most amount of weapons he's had probably since the Plexico Burris, Manningham. Was Toomer still?
Money Toomer there? Yeah.
He was there for that first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Hakeem Nicks, that's the other dude I'm thinking about.
There you go.
Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Steve Smith.
He ain't had these weapons in years. You're right. That's a good point.
Hasn't. So I think it's going to be good for the Giants. I'm expecting them to have a pretty good year.
I'm expecting them to have a good year, but I'm expecting Jalen Ramsey to lock up with him week 1. I'm looking forward to that matchup. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a good one.
That should be really spicy.
Yeah. But, everybody homeboys now, so, All right, I got a question for you. All right, you see the numbers for Teddy Bridgewater's contract this year, right?
Let's see. Was it 15?
Yeah, but it's essentially $5 million.
Hold on. What is it at? Okay, 2018. Let's see it. Yeah.
And I'm good with the numbers. That's not my issue. But the thing that sticks out to me with this contract is 1 year. Why did New Orleans go all in, giving a 3rd-round pick for a guy that can walk away this coming March?
Right. That's the part that I'm still trying to decipher through because I like the pick for both sides as far as just football. You know, Breeze can't play forever.
Right.
Teddy inside of a dome with the weapons with Kamara in the backfield and all that. I like that. But at the same time, like you said, a 3rd-round pick. Now, if you really wanted him that bad, why didn't you sign him in the offseason?
Right. Or better yet, why didn't they wait till like Monday when a lot of these backups going to be cut? Because everybody's not carrying 3 quarterbacks.
Right. Yeah.
So why didn't they just wait?
I wonder if the only option I'm really seeing right now, maybe I need to look further into it, but are they going to go ahead and extend them at some point?
But if you go off the market, even if you lowball them, even if you go there, and I'm saying lowball, if they go 15 million, that's low as far as starting quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, why? You gonna have a $15 million backup? Hell, even if you say 10, let's just say you say 10. That's a backup.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about for next year, right?
Yeah, because they got him this year.
They got him this year under the 5. Yeah, you got to have some kind of understanding, or you had to have talked to Drew Brees and to some degree and kind of have an idea where he's going. Because if you don't, this could blow up in your face. Because if you extend Teddy and then at the end of this, Brees got 2 years left.
Yeah, and you know how his negotiations always go every time. It come down to the last minute.
Right. And if he decide, well, I'm not done playing, I want to play some more, then what you going to do?
Then what you going to do? Because Tom Brady got everybody believing they can play football till they 45.
Well, Brees ain't far behind 40, him.
Right?
He's 39.
39. So he thinking he got 6 more years.
And this is his 19th year.
He just ain't been hit yet. That's all. These dudes really be thinking they can play forever. They just ain't been hit. That's all.
I mean, he been pretty injury free since the shoulder.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like that 39 get hit. He stays pretty clean. I'm talking about. Well, I guess you can't even really hit dudes nowadays because you can't lower your shoulder. You can lower your shoulder, but you can't use your helmet no more. So, like you said, I like it as a football thing, but giving up a third for a dude that can walk, that's sketchy.
You better have a plan. You better have another plan in place.
All right, the Jalen Ramsey shit-talking world tour has continued. Man, I want to say I said it last week before last. Jalen Ramsey is one of my favorites. Did you see this most recent article in ESPN?
I did, but I didn't get a chance to read it. I started reading it, and it was one of those articles you realize it's like 12 pages, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to come back to this.
I'm gonna have to chill on that one, but I went and got some highlights on it. Man, Jalen Ramsey does not think very highly of Danny Amendola. He's trash. Tom Brady got him paid. He said if he played wide receiver for New England, Tom Brady would make him an all-pro and get him paid too. Gronk. Now, the Gronk thing, that was the one that stood out the most. He said he don't think Gronk's very good. He's good, but he's not great because when he matches up with cornerbacks, which is true, he does not have good games. The corners tend to win. Now, Aqib Talib proved that point years ago when they played him in the playoffs. But Gronk's good, Jalen. He's really good. I mean, y'all held him to one catch in the playoffs. He made sure to point that out, but Gronk is good. He's not a sucker.
Right.
But no, not by any means. But the funny thing is all this shit he's been talking this offseason, I don't think nobody gonna try him. They ain't gonna be trying to make an example of him and throw at him. Well, you might have a couple quarterbacks that may, especially the ones that he has singled out. Right.
He probably will, some of those are going to try him, but I don't know if it's going to be smart.
I don't know either. They're going to have a really good defense down there, and he's not alone. So shout out to him on that. All right. Speaking of Gronk, New England threw another $4.3 million in incentives into his contract. I don't understand why they say incentives every time they do this shit to him. Just say you giving them $4 million. This franchise, they win. The shit works, but okay. The 4.3.
What were the incentives? I saw, but I didn't get a chance to look at. Okay,
basically stuff he can reach, of course. $1.1 million for 70 catches, $1.1 million for 1,085 yards, $1.1 million for 80% of playing time, and $1.1 million for 9 touchdowns. I mean, I guess you gotta say incentives. Do they have to say incentives for cap purposes? Because if they just give them the money, it affects their cap.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So
that's why they say it then. Because they know it should reach, but they say it's an incentive. It's like a bonus when.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically, because he has the injury thing. So this is basically what that's about.
Basically, and it $4.3 million. That's a good little bit of extra money because he was talking about quitting this past summer. So hey, works out for him. All right, a little bit of old news we can go over real quick. Old news with some updates. Le'Veon Bell said he was going to – reports were Le'Veon Bell was going to report on this Monday. And Le'Veon Bell promptly came out and said that ain't true. Lev Bell will be reporting sometime next week. You think he's going to wait till Friday? Should go in Monday.
I mean, from the jump, I thought it would be the same thing like he did last year. You remember last year, he waited until after the last preseason game, right around this Labor Day weekend. Yeah, right around that Labor Day weekend. And then that's when he showed up. Very last minute, pretty much. So I'm expecting the same thing.
Take your breaks, homie, because they're going to run the hell out you this year. Aaron Donald. Another word on the street is that they plan on getting this deal done with him by Tuesday and reporting it on Tuesday.
They've been saying that since Tuesday.
Yeah. Probably Tuesday before.
Right. We're close. We're in the ballpark. Okay.
Yeah, we put that on the IG page last night. They've handed out $127 million in guaranteed dollars over this offseason. 127 in guaranteed, not total contracts. So that's real money. And he ain't get a dollar of that. And this shit is dragging on to the beginning of the season. Wow. Dez Bryant came out and said that he's going to have to wait a little while longer. He's going to wait, probably play a little bit later in the season.
I'm so over Dez, man.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, what do you want to do, man?
If they offered that, okay, the first time he turned down that $7 million, we said he was stupid. When Baltimore had $7 million a year for 3 years in front of you, should have took that money. He didn't take it. That's fine. I was like, okay, maybe he wants to go to a better organization. I get it. Well, there's not really a lot of better organizations in Baltimore, but
I was about to say in Baltimore.
Yeah, I digress. So maybe he wanted a better quarterback. That's feasible. Okay. Right. Now, you show up to Hard Knocks last week, in a spiritual gangster shirt, everybody up like you LeBron walking in the Lakers facility. And from what I understand, they offered him, $4 million? It's like I want to say I heard right below 5. He ain't want it.
Oh, okay, because I never did see the money. I probably just tuned it out because after he came in there like what Bomani called him, like a dap master.
Yeah, he was.
I just kind of tuned it out after that. So they offered him $4 million.
Cause it's like $4.5 million. It took me a while to watch that episode of Hard Knocks because it made me cringe. Cause I was like, man, the way he walking in here, that's so unself-aware. But
at the same time, I try to find a way to give him a pass. I'm thinking maybe his mindset, with the way he walked into that facility, because he's got the diva thing over his head, and people think he has this attitude. Maybe he's trying to come in and show, hey, I'm open, I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm personable. I can get to know people. I'm cool. But that's the only thing I could think of. But other than that, it did come across like, I'm like, damn, dude, you ain't even signed yet.
Right.
So.
But I still think they could use him. But Dez gonna have to humble himself. If they call you back with $5 million, you need to be on the plane to Cleveland, cuz you need to be on that plane. It's kind of late in the game. Now it's 2 other teams out here that have glaring needs at wide receiver. I just knew the Jacksonville Jaguars was gonna call him this last week. I just knew they were. Hell, if I'm Dez, I might have just showed up at the facility. I might. You remember on that? Okay, you remember on that movie Major League? We're gonna be analog for a minute here. You remember when Wesley Snipes they put league where Wesley Snipes showed up to camp, but he really wasn't on the team, and so they put him out, and then he woke up the next morning. They was running the 40. He just jumped out there and beat the dudes. Dez should just show up to Jacksonville. Just show up, ready to go. Ready to go. Involved in the drills and everything. Maybe he needs to have a pro day. You think that would help?
I mean, it's got to be the quarterback thing. But maybe he wants to play with an elite or above average quarterback so he can try to drive his value up.
Right.
But at this point, dude, you won't have that option.
You know what? It's shitty though what people are doing. I think I said it to you earlier off camera. They treating him like he T.O. Jr. Dez did not blow up that Dallas team. He did not. If he did, trust me, Tony Romo would be saying no comment left and right when they bring him up. Left and right. Jason Witten would be saying no comment left and right. It really wasn't as bad as people make it out to be, and the boy is only 29. If it was really that easy to get 69 balls, 800 yards, and 6 touchdowns, everybody would do it. Everybody. Yep. He can be a solid number 2 for somebody. And I think he would actually – I don't know. I'm not sure about the New England one, but, hell, they need help. I mean, they lost another dude. Well, Eric Decker retired last week.
Decker retired.
Britt got cut. Jordan Matthews got cut.
Yeah, that's the other one I was thinking about.
Edelman's gone for 4 games.
So they got Edelman. He out for 4 games. They got Chris Hogan. I think he's hurt, right?
Nah. I think he's healthy.
He's back. Okay. They got Braxton Berrios, the rookie.
Yeah, got him. They lost Amendola in free agency.
Right.
And you talking about we gonna put the whole team on Gronk the way he get hurt? Okay. It just seemed like they would have went and got somebody to help him. It just seems like they would have, but we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I heard. I forget who I heard say it one day this week. But they compared Dez to when Ocho Cinco came to New England, and you know how he was a great or good, number one at his previous spot. But when he got to New England, they didn't feel he was a precise route runner.
No,
I heard that. And how Brady needs you to be in certain spots at a certain time, blah blah blah. And that's why it never worked out for Chad. So they're thinking it would be the same thing, similar with Dez, because they're not looking at him as the greatest route runner.
Well, you remember they also said with Chad, they said Chad couldn't learn that playbook.
Right.
And now this is kind of petty for me to say this, but why was I excited last week when they said that Eric Decker was having a hard time picking up the playbook? I was excited because I'm like, okay, finally it's a white dude that can't pick up New England's playbook. It's always brothers that can't pick up their playbook.
Right.
At the end of the day, talent wins out. Now, let me ask you this. I'm trying to be objective on this. They said that I heard Chris Carter say that Randy Moss was just a precise and excellent route runner, which could possibly be true, maybe. What route do you remember him running outside the go in New England? What do you remember? Because I don't remember much besides the go.
Goalposts and slants.
That's it. And
he ran a couple outs every now and then. Maybe a comeback. If the defense was playing way off because they were scared of his speed.
Right. But more often than not, what was he doing?
Yeah, more often than not, I never looked at Randy Moss as the greatest route runner. He was more just speed, and just talent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
for me, I forget all that precise route running and all that shit. Dez can play football. I know a football player when I see one. So
absolutely.
Yeah, he not what he exactly. He not what he used to be. Yeah. But he definitely should be on somebody's roster. Yeah, he can help some.
All right, my last bit of old news.
That's the other thing. Before we get off Dez, that's the other factor that for some teams may be playing a part. If you sign him after the season starts, the money not guaranteed. So,
and I think he'll get a call next Tuesday.
So we'll see.
But so last bit of old news: Khalil Mack and the Raiders. Allegedly, he's just gonna miss some regular season games. I'm at a loss, dog. I'm really at a loss with this situation.
I laughed earlier this week. When I saw the headline. It's what did it say? Something about the Raiders aren't motivated to trade him, meaning they want some high ass asking price. Now I'm hearing
two first. Now, I read something tonight that kind of made sense. Now follow me on this one now.
All right.
It was talking about teams that could actually go get them. And it said Green Bay. Green Bay will have 2 firsts next year. Because remember, they traded back in the draft this year. And I can't remember which team, but they got a first. Was it New Orleans? They got New Orleans' first next year when they traded back with them. Okay. So they're going to have their own first and New Orleans first.
And then Aaron's deal did free up money.
I'd go after them.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know them first ain't gonna be high because both of them teams gonna have some wins. So, what does that matter to them?
Right. I think it would be a good play for them. NFC loaded. You gonna need some pass rush.
And if they put him in the middle of that defense, then maybe I wouldn't have a problem keeping Clay with a haircut. Because Clay won't have to do nothing but pass rush. He won't need to be the quarterback in the middle of the defense.
Right. It'll free Clay up. Yeah, it'll free Clay up.
So I would make that move, but I'm just dumbfounded by why the Raiders are not motivated to pay this cat. I don't get it.
Like I said, other than I don't know. Like I remember I told you a couple weeks back the whole thing about maybe they just don't have the money.
No. They can create money.
Well, I ain't talking about salary cap. Remember the whole thing about having to.
Oh, that's right.
They revenue standing and all that. You having to put that same amount of money that you guarantee. You got to put that in the escrow.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hey, y'all better do what them Falcons did. Y'all better cut the price of them concessions. Them folks be in that black hole deep. Start selling them hot dogs $5 a piece instead of 10. The folks start buying them. Cut that bill down low.
And you notice that a lot of teams are starting to piggyback off that and starting to do it.
Yep.
To me, I'm thinking. I'm cynical at times.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
thinking it's mind control. Because like check it out. Hear me out. If you go to a game, you're gonna buy food and a drink. No matter how much it is, you gonna budget that. You know it's high as giraffe nuts, but you gonna buy
at least a drink. At least.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
If hot dogs are $3, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat 5 or 6 of them bitches
all day. Hot dogs at them games, cuz.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm looking forward to the Hawks games with them hot dogs.
Right. Instead of me having to sit there and maybe if I didn't get breakfast and I gotta wait till halftime, I gotta make sure I get my hot dog and my drink at the right time so I can be good for the rest of the game. I can eat one every quarter.
Every quarter, cuz. If they $12 for 4 hot dogs, that's a win.
Cause you can go game with $20 and rack up.
But that's the last bit of old news. We had on here. I got this about these coaches on the hot seat. I was thinking about that. We talked about it before, but what I did this go around is I put their first 6 games, in some cases 8. Now before we get started with this, I think it's fair to say that John Harbaugh will not be fired, so we can kind of take him off this list.
Yeah, he's good.
Marvin Lewis, if they ain't fired him by now, he'll probably be straight.
Yeah, he just got another extension.
I think it was a 1 year though.
Okay.
So 1 year off of the 1 year off of the 1 year. So he's straight. You think Jason Garrett would be in trouble?
No.
You see these? I think I put their first 8 games down. What you think they go them first 8?
Let's see. First 8: Carolina, New York, Seattle, Detroit, Houston, Jags, Redskins, Titans, Philly. That's not. That's tough.
Right.
I definitely got them losing to y'all week 1. The Giants game is going to be hard, especially trying to guard Odell and all them receiving options, and you have no safety.
Right.
Texans got a tough defense. The Jazz got a tough defense.
Depending on what Detroit team you get.
Right. What week it is. Is that game in Detroit?
Right.
Seattle.
What if they come out 2-6? He got to get fired.
Yeah. That is Jerry. He gonna ride. He gonna ride for Jerry, and Jerry's gonna ride for him.
All right. Now look at Miami. Adam Gase.
I put it this way. I don't see Gary getting fired mid-season. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. If he's going to be gone, it's going to be end of the season.
They respect him that much. I can see that.
And it's got to be somebody to come in to replace him. That's going to be a name, probably, knowing Jerry Jones.
Who the hell is on that out there that they go get?
Nobody I can think of off the top of my head right now. And did Bruce Arians retire?
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
He was on a show within the last 24 hours. That's the only way. That's why his name came up in my head. But I can't think of anybody right now.
Since we freestyling with that, I'm gonna keep moving though. But I think Harbaugh's coming back sooner than later, dog. Sooner than later. All right, Adam Gase. I think he'll be fired.
He got to go.
Vance Joseph, I don't think it's gonna do well for him in Denver either, because John Elway got to have somebody to blame. He drives the bus. Seattle, Oakland, the Ravens, Chiefs, Jets, and the Rams.
This Vance's second year.
Second year. The hell, they were close to firing him last year.
Yeah, that's tough.
Screwed. He's screwed. He won't see end of the season.
Yeah, I think the dudes that are definitely getting fired are Dirk Cutter, Adam Gase, and
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe Jay Gruden's in no trouble. I really don't.
Yeah, I think the Redskins will be 7 and 9ish or so. They'll be just good enough to like, all right, we go ahead and keep them. We'll try it again.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go with them real quick. Looking at them, I think I put their first 8. To get 7 and 9? They're gonna have to go hot because I don't believe they're gonna win half them games.
Well, they got a good chance to start out 2-0. I mean, you look at Cardinals
they'll get them first.
Cardinals and the Colts first 2. Then you got Packers, Saints, Panthers. That's when it get a little tough. Depending on the Redskins and Cowboys, that rivalry is always, you never can tell.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Giants, and then the Falcons. That's a tough first 8 games. If they can get half of them. They be half of them. They'll be all right.
I'm still kind of we're off that coaches thing, but we can talk about this real quick. You said something to me the other day about Philly. You was like, you don't like the way this is shaping up to start the season.
I don't like the feel of it. Mm-mm.
I don't like it either right now because I think they said what's the coach's name? Peterson said he's gonna announce the starter tomorrow.
Do we know Carson Wentz ain't starting? Right. I mean,
so what the problem is? At this point, I don't feel like there's a clear-cut favorite in that division right now. I really don't.
Because matter of fact, Wentz still ain't been cleared for contact.
Nah.
Okay.
At this stage right now at 9:29, who do you think is the favorite in that division? Hard question, ain't it?
It's between Philly. It's still between Philly and the Giants. Even though I don't think the Giants, Philly is poised to start off that great. I don't think they could be all right.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Giants as being 10 times better than they were last year. So if Philly struggles too much coming out the gate, the Giants could very well put themselves in the driver's seat.
I just want the Giants defense to show up this year because most of the injuries were on offense. It wasn't on defense. I want them cats to show up this year.
Yeah, defense just quit last year pretty much.
They quit.
So they've got more incentive to play harder this year because the Giants should be able to put some points on the board, which should motivate the defense. We'll see.
Absolutely. All right, we can close out the show. Well, we close out the football end of it, but let's talk about LeBron's show that premiered on Tuesday night, The Shop.
Good shit.
HBO was a 30-minute show. LeBron James did a pretty good job with this show. Did a pretty good job, and one thing I wasn't expecting, he kept it all the way 100. It was real. It seemed like he was talking from his heart. He wasn't, being fake or nothing. It seemed real.
Yeah, that was. I was a little shocked at first. Because like, damn, he done said the N-word 57 times, and it's been on like 6 minutes.
Like every other word.
He was cursing left and right, but I thought about it. Wait a minute, this is a LeBron we saw. Remember way back. Parade. Well, I forgot about the title parade, but I'm going even further back. That game, he told his mama to sit her ass down. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is kind of him. This is kind of who he is off the court when he don't have to be in business mode. You know what I'm saying, and doing all that, and that's actually refreshing to see. Right. I like to see these athletes, be themselves. You get tired of them with the cookie cutter stuff all the time. You understand you understand they have to do it, for marketing purposes. You just can't just be out here like us. But but it's refreshing to see that other side. And I thought they hit on some pretty good topics.
Absolutely.
They had a nice mix, in there. Only thing, and I tweeted it, only thing that threw me off was them drinking wine out of them goblets, and then Draymond with the jacket tied around his waist. That I ain't been in no barbershop. They drinking wine
out of goblets.
My barbershop give you beer. They got cocktails and shit, but not wine.
Yeah, that was some rich people stuff. But did you catch that shot? He said, I felt like I could not say nothing because too many of my peers didn't say nothing. And
What you
that was
talking
real.
about, MJ?
I believe he was.
Okay.
I believe he was. And he's right.
And to a degree, I think he was, but MJ ain't really his peer.
But you know what, though? He's always compared to him in that regard.
Well, yeah.
As far as greatest in, all time, they ain't comparing him to Tracy McGrady, who was in this team. But hell, Kobe didn't say nothing most of the time. So
Right. And and he did, you look at it, now you got a few more athletes, speaking out. Steph does a good job with that, I think. Yeah. It's some others. I don't want to slight nobody out, but I can't think of everybody's name right now. But he definitely jump started it with the whole, with the Trayvon Martin thing back in 2011, 2012, whenever that was. But so he's been at the forefront.
But I would much rather you speak from your heart and be real with it than jump out there and be like, I'm going to do it too. You know what I'm saying? I'd much rather that. So if cats are coming along at their own pace, I'm good with that compared to just going along to get along.
Yeah. But on the flip side, a lot of these cats, they want to protect their money. They want to protect their endorsements and what have you.
Absolutely.
To a degree, it's kind of easy for LeBron to be like, I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen. I'm just going to say it. He's kind of in a good position to do that,
LeBron is too big to fail.
Right.
So he can lose Sprite. Okay, Sprite don't want me, cool. Dr. Pepper will be at the door tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So he's good in that regard.
Or shit, make his own damn soda.
Exactly. The analog part in me was I said it to you that next day. I was like, man, it's just a problem, man. These cats, Draymond whoops his ass every year in the finals just about. And they sitting there cooling.
Yeah.
But what you tell me is like, man, it's a different time. They off the court. These cats,
yeah, it's a different time. Yeah. It's a lot of money to be made. Everything is more visible now, with social media and and all those things. It is different. It ain't like the 90s where we see the Pistons fight on the court, or the Pistons and the Bulls fight on the court, and when the Bulls finally beat them, we see the Pistons walk off and don't shake their hand, don't even acknowledge them, and then that's all we see into the next season. Right. We don't see anything else from them. So
Larry Bird wasn't hanging out with Magic, but it's different times, and I got to start being analog in that regard. I got to start looking at it from it's real. Cats are different.
Yeah, I mean it does take away though from. I think it does take away from the competitors a little bit. Absolutely. Because it's hard to you can compete. I mean, for instance, take me and you. We've been on the court and we've battled on opposite teams before. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's probably only going to go so far because at the end of the day, we homeboys.
Right.
So how far are we really going to take it? We ain't finna come to blows on the court.
Nah, but okay, go back a little bit further. Past us, of course. When Magic laid out Isaiah, you had to send a message. They were coming. It was a title on the line. They was homeboys. Right. I don't believe these cats nowadays would do that. I don't believe that if LeBron had to lay out D-Wade, he would do it. I don't believe it.
Nah, he wouldn't. But I think two things kind of changed that. One is the AAU culture.
Absolutely.
That definitely affected it. And then two, I can't remember the date, but the brawl in the Palace.
Yeah, that's true.
Because after that, and they started suspending, that's when they really started cutting down on hard fouls and all the physical shit that used to happen back in the 90s. That shit came to an end after that brawl. So those two things are big turning points and probably shaping the league into what it is now.
And I ain't pushing you guys to fight. I ain't saying that needs to happen in every case. But it just seems like if these cats is homeboys and they're going to go drink wine and kick it after the game, how hard are they really going when it counts?
Especially drinking wine.
You know what I'm saying? No Hennessy in that barbershop. No tequila. Nothing. But, hey,
I'm interested to see the next episode, though, to see where this is going to go. How many episodes is this series supposed to be?
Man, Brian probably went in that meeting and got a series order, 12 episodes. I don't know exactly, but he probably could have got as many as he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to him, man. Him and Maverick and his folks. Hey, Phil, LeBron's posse is doing real well for themselves.
How about that?
Well. How about that? All right, you got anything else, big dog?
Not that I can think of. Baseball wise, I've been meaning to hit on some baseball.
Boston's really good.
Boston is good. Yankees are playing pretty good. I think they're trying to close in that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, Boston beat their ass, and everybody pretty much counted New York out as far as the pennant was division race was concerned, rather. But I think they didn't close it to maybe about 6 or 7 games now.
Right.
You got a few other tight races. National League, you still got our Braves up. They are up 3.5 games now.
I wonder what playoff games, how much those tickets will run.
I don't know. What. Speaking of tickets, baseball is set to have their lowest attendance mark in either history or 20 years, something crazy.
Oh, but we should go cheaper then. We should definitely be able to go to a game for $100.
$100?
Shit, a playoff game, I'm thinking $100.
Oh, a playoff game? Well, 2 or 3 games for $100.
No, I'm talking playoffs. If they
Braves, oh yeah, they'll be there. Even if they slip up and lose a division, they'll be a wild card. They pretty solid. They're pretty solid. They playing good. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. They were talking about reseeding. That's why I brought it up. They were talking about possibly wanting to change baseball playoffs to reseed because the way it's set right now, I think if the Yankees end up winning their wild card game, even though they've got the second best record in baseball, them and Boston would actually match up in the division round.
They don't want that.
So they would rather them in the ALCS.
Right.
So so we'll see. Other than that, off the top of my head, the Cardinals are making the push.
Yeah.
In the NL Central. So I think it's between them, the Brewers, and the Cubs, I believe. So it's some pretty decent races still out there. The American League is pretty much all but sewn up.
Yeah.
In most of those cases, but it's been some decent little baseball out there. I've been watching. I've been trying to watch a little bit.
I'm trying to get around to it. Hey, we can close out with this here. We talked about it the other day. People, AA Sports would like to reiterate something that you should already know. Just when you in your feelings and you really feeling a type of way, don't hit send. Don't.
Some of y'all got to stop tweeting, man.
Homeboy from Ohio State. I'm gonna ask you a question before we continue with this.
Oh yeah, how did you get about that?
Ever worked out for a person? When?
Never.
They don't. Well,
they really
maybe
don't.
Work for 45 because that kind of got him elected. But outside of him, how often do Twitter rants work out for people?
Yeah, they really don't. And Mr. Zach Smith went on a long tangent this week.
Epic. That was almost up there with that one Gucci did from jail. I just don't hit send. When you in your feelings, the world don't need to know. You just lay low.
Right.
I think Dez might have had a job. He came up off that BS with them Twitter rants he be going on. Stop engaging folks. Everybody don't have to agree. Just don't answer. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And most of the time, you feeding trolls.
Exactly. That's all they want. That's all they want. They want to call you trash because they're keyboard tough. They ain't gonna never see you in the street, but you gonna sit there and engage them? Come on, people. Just don't hit send. That shit don't work for you. And Zach Smith, you really hurt yourself the other day. I mean, you really hurt yourself.
Right. Because they still have some kind of a case or something to go to court about?
Yeah, he's trying to get custody back for the kids, but that helps. All that lawyer you're gonna do is print out them tweets, exhibit A through however many you sent. You're gonna be seeing your kids in a park for like 30 minutes every other Saturday.
Does he not understand how hard it is for a man to get custody of kids from a woman unless she's on crack?
Cause you in the White House sending dick pics and you about to go to go to a custody case, man.
In the White House sending dick pics, getting porn toys ordered to your job. What else did he do?
I think he said he had sex in the office.
That's right, yeah. Smashing chicks in the office. Now, the other thing that came out about Tom Herman being in the strip club,
Tom Herman wanted to pull that Zartan on that one, boy.
I know he did. Hey, don't worry about it, Tom Herman. I don't even think that's a big deal, man.
It's really
too bad. It's unfortunate that he got dragged into that, you know.
But it wasn't his money. He ain't spend no bread. Dude spent that $600. He didn't ask for no reimbursement. So I mean,
yeah.
If y'all tripping on people going to a strip club doing recruiting trips, I mean,
don't send your kids to Atlanta.
No, sir.
All right, let's get on up out of here. Hey, tell these people where to reach you at on social media.
Hey, this was a great A show, boy. Shout out to my partner. He's been, can we say doubtful this week, or were you questionable?
Yeah, it was doubtful.
He was doubtful. Showed up for the walkthrough and performed. Shout out to him. But you can reach me at Rike6000. Holla at me. I talk sports.
There it is. You can reach me at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also, before I forget, condolences to Urban Arena member Nicole Monique. Her father passed, I think, last night. Fuck cancer. So, listeners, if y'all listen to her show, That's What She Said Sports, y'all send her some love on Twitter. She needed right now. Give her a virtual hug. What's up, Monique? We thinking about you.
Sorry to hear that.
All right. Also, don't forget, reach us on the AA Sports Twitter. IG page back up and popping. Still on Facebook. We out there. Y'all hit us up. Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, all that. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe on this Labor Day weekend. Last weekend of the summer. The cops is going to be out.
Yes, sir. We out. See y'all.
All right. Y'all be easy. Peace.